Follow me? Now let's look at the dynamic in the New Testament between God and Jesus. Remember, as Jesus is being nailed to the cross, God must be somewhere there, watching every hammer strike, watching his child die. And what is the reason they give? Because God so loved the world. Because God loved the world, He sacrificed His only child. Right? What did Jesus say about the world? He said, love not the world. Be in the world, but not of the world. So for God to say that He loves the world so much He's going to kill His Son for it, well, the only way that makes sense is if the God in question is the God of the Antichrist. Okay? So, the Old Testament simply starts up in Genesis with Lucifer falling from heaven. Once you come to terms with the fact that the Old and New Testament are really, remember, Lucifer wanted to be God, right? And that's why he got kicked out of heaven. And he was sent down to earth. So the first thing he's going to do here on earth is set himself up as God, right? So that's what he did. He came down here and set himself up as God. So when they talk about God in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, they're really referring to the duality-based concept of Lucifer. Lucifer saw the message that Jesus preached was pure, and the people loved it. And it was... so what did he do? He took it in. He swallowed it. Changed it. But he left just enough to bring the people in. He's the fisherman with Jesus on a hook. You get the picture? It's okay to abandon the hook and keep the word. Okay? Because in essence, what Jesus boils down to is a directive on how to live your life. Namely, love one another. Right? Do unto others. Very basic. Very simple. I got news for you. All history is subjective. Therefore, it is open to interpretation and speculation. You never know what the agenda or motive was behind the person who wrote the history, what their facts are based on, what is their uber motive. Christianity that is based on a sacrifice and death motif is Antichrist, is satanic Christianity. Do you understand? Religions are Antichrist, are satanic Christianity. The hook is the religion based on the worm. So you can't blame the fish, can't blame the good Christians all right? Because they believe in Jesus, and that's good. You just got to be able to develop your sense of truth and see how, in accordance with his simple teachings, these corporations are that bear his name. Well, it sounds kind of bleak, you know, if you come to realize that there really isn't a battle of good and evil going on right now. That pretty much it's all evil. See, what the thing is, no matter how evil it is, it's always at least 50% potentially all positive, right? Because this whole dimension is duality. The only thing that's evil is our intent. Okay? That's the only thing that's evil, our intent. And that is the easiest thing for us to change. Our direction of thought. It all comes down to the return of Christ. The return of Christ awareness. Now, we've been told by the lie machine that it's going to be in the form of a person outside of ourselves, when in truth, it's going to be a revelation of awareness from within. Alright? And then the battle is going to be between group satanic thought versus enlightened individual Christ thinking. So the battle is going to be between the individual and the group. Between the individual and the group. Think about that. Once you become aware of the overwhelming evil in this world, you're able to get your awareness up and out. Do you understand? You're no longer stuck in this. Once you've seen the totality of it, once you've seen 24 hours in the day, once you've seen 6666, .666 is just a technique of the beast. It's all about keeping the general public ignorant of an entire quarter of the day, the darkest part of night, keeping that information to themselves, keeping a realm of nightmares and dread, a zone of fear, of control. Okay? So once you understand the entire once you understand the entire 24 hours, you're no longer bound to that fear system. All right, 666 will hold you down, but 6666 will free you. Okay, what do you think of that?